Hello, everyone. Where am I? Hello, everyone. Welcome to a little late start. Welcome to the Amazing Skill Modelers Across the Pond Hangout, the first one of 2019. And guess what? We got on and we got into a fight already. So, but we're all good natured. We're all still friends. We're not going to throw stones at each other. Isn't that right, Heath?
I ain't saying nothing, Jack.
Anyway, what was I going to start this? Well, you know what? We got the community covers. We're back in track with doing community covers starting this year. Today is the last day or the 12th day of Christmas. So we'll be talking about all the things we did or did not get for Christmas. And what else? We don't have any community builds. Excuse me, started yet, but I do want to give fair warning out to everybody that the Google Plus page is slowly shutting down. I did not post this Hangout. So Lou, if you're watching, check your email for the link, and I would want you to join MeWe just so that you can join us at will. I haven't seen your video yet, but I will soon.
I have.
The Google Plus community is slowly fading away. So if you are a Google Plus user exclusively and watching this, please, if you want to be participating with the Google Plus community that moved over to MeWe.com, open up a profile and follow the instructions on the Google Plus page and how to ring in for the Amazing Scale Modeler community there, because it's closed. I mean, if you won't be finding us. That's going to go on for the next couple of months. Eventually, it's going to open up to the rest of the MeWe communities once the Google Plus page is over, because that way we can monitor who comes in. We want participants to come in. We want people who actually build models to come in. Don't necessarily need to contribute too much to the page, but at least model builders, like-minded ones like us, and all the usual suspects that we have here today. And without further ado, I want to also wish everybody a Happy New Year. And well, Happy New Year, Bob. How you doing?
Morning.
Good morning. You just got off your shift?
Yeah, it's still dark outside. We had a fun Christmas season.
Yep. What did you get? What didn't you get? Oh, you got underwear, but nothing else. Oh, okay.
That was it.
Well, you know, if you're a modeler, you got to sit in your model chair wearing something. Underwear is always good. Very cool. Moonwalker models.
Well, this was the last build I got finished. It's the AMT Willie's van. And I did it up in the Moonwalker models theme for the Christmas present for Kenny May. Flip through a couple of pictures here. He's big into space and NASA, so we did a lot of. The NASA logo's on there.
Oh wow! Look at that. You went all the way with this. Where do you get your cables from? What are your cables?
22,000 solder.
Okay.
And then I just paint it whatever color I want it to be.
Solder. Yeah, because you can bend
it. Nice thing about solder is it stays in place whenever you bend it.
Right, it's a lot finer than the wire that most people use. And this kit was just horrible. I mean, all it has a lot of great parts, but none of them fit together. The engine is too big for the body and the chassis, and the wheels don't really want to fit right or anything. It's a great kit for parts box, but it put it together is a real nightmare. Let's see. Get here. There's a picture of the underbody.
Oh, nice.
And I painted the wood grain floor in there.
Did you re-chrome everything?
Pretty much. I know one more. Those decals actually came from my shampoo bottle in space.
Oh, really?
That I didn't use. I got a new shop card in there, some of the pictures too. So.
Oh, wow.
It's the interior. Again, it's really nice parts, but none of them really fit together the way they should. And then, let's see here. Back to here. Fun. Oh, come on. And then I've been working on my second B-58 Hustler.
Wow.
And I'm working on teamwork and scribing all the panel lines. Well, that's all raised panel lines, or did have all raised panel lines. And then you can see some of that. So some needs to be washed and clean out all those sanding residue from the panel lines and repair any that need to be done. Primer.
Do you use anything, any specific tool for scribing, or do you just use the?
I have a trumpeter scriber, which is a nice fine scriber, but it's I don't like to handle. And I've got one of the all metal ones that I can't find, and I keep meaning to buy a Tamiya one. So this one was all done with the trumpeter.
I've been using this for quite a few years now. It's Alpha P cutter. The only problem is the shape of the blade. I can't get into the tight corners like as you have there in the wing roots to the fuselage joint.
Yeah, the trumpeter one has got a really fine point on it, and it's just not. I'm trying to do too much for what it should be a fine detail, and it's the only one I've got handy, so haven't used it for everything. I'm gonna do this one in flight, so I've got the scratch filled landing gear doors, because the kit parts won't fit in the closed configuration.
Oh yeah.
And I had to make some screw to extend the struts for their extended when they're closed and retracted when they're open type thing. So I had to make them longer. Strut. And then there's just a couple more. I've got 2 more of the engines to get described, and then we'll be ready to move forward on this one. I'm going to be doing this one in. Get over here. Doing this one in the Southeast Asia. See,
That's certainly no.
for the Project Bullseye, it was a one-of-one test plane, third plane. UK Hustler, the camouflage. That's the paint scheme we were doing on it.
Some R2's living somewhere.
Yeah, there's BB-8 somewhere as well.
And that's what I'm working on. My screen sharing does not quit. There it goes. And that's all I'm working on right now. Other than that, I'm just sleeping and working.
Sleeping and working, and then occasionally sleeping. I'm sorry, I'm kind of preoccupied right now. So how was your holiday there, Bob? I mean, really, what did you get?
Underwear. You asked me that already.
Oh, yeah, I did ask you that. Underwear. You want to model for us? No, never mind.
I haven't even opened the package yet. Sitting over there.
You can hand model it. Oh, that's just I gotta get out of there because it's getting worse as I go along. How you doing there, Dave?
I'm doing okay, thank you. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. You're coming in very crystal clear.
Yeah, well, I tried to sign in on my laptop and it wasn't working for me, so I had to go to my phone. So if I come right close to the camera, it's only because I'm trying to see what you're showing. But yeah, Santa was good to me this year. I got a kit.
Nice.
And
Putting the roving eye in it?
no. And you know what? I cannot find one for love nor money. They're all. It's that old. I think they've just discontinued it. I think what I'll have to do is actually get the more expensive version that comes with the board. I know Tenor Controls does one, but it sort of does a cycle and then stops, and then starts again and stops. And I don't really want that sort of look.
There are aftermarket parts out there. I just
Bernie Popple will start out something, David. That's an easy one for him.
Sorry, Liam, what?
Bernie Popple will sort you out with something. That's an easy one for Bernie.
All right. Yeah, I'll message him and see, and then and I got a rally car.
Ah, yes, the British fascination for Fords.
Yeah, but I did get a 2 Hella kits. Now I'm a Hella virgin, so I've never built this brand before.
There you go.
Opening shot. But these are pretty cool. When you actually, it's weird because all the door panels are cut out and you have to put the doors in. I don't know what the reasoning is behind that.
That's normal.
You'd be surprised how many Heller car kits turn up in other manufacturers. Like there's
and a Renault. I thought the idea behind this was I'll just get, the 1/18th acrylic cases and just do little miniature dioramas. Reason being is I'm running out of room in here. And I can't do any big ones anymore. But I've got my board ordered for the Terminator diorama. So that should be finished hopefully fairly soon, and then I think it'll be the snap tight kit for the Back to the Future DeLorean. I'm planning on doing something similar to what I did with the Victory and get the town clock blown up into like A3 and have the Thunder and Lightning, because I'm going to build it as the Mark 1 instead of the Mark 2. And I've ordered a few bits that should be coming soon, and so it's going to have side emitting fiber optics running down from the clock tower across the road, and then the hook that it has on there, that'll have it wound around there into the flux capacitor. So I'm just going to basically make a Christmas tree and just bunch a load of LEDs in it and have it going all over the place. Which is going to be quite a feat because it's really, really small.
Well,
So,
the really good thing about it is that the car is small. You can do a big diorama around it. It could be like,
yeah, I think the diorama is going to be 10 times bigger than the car. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can get the flux capacitor going, which if you've got the snap tight kit, I mean, it's probably about a centimeter. So I don't know.
yeah.
I'm going to have to like use 0.25 fiber optics, I think. And you might not even see it once it's done. I don't know, but we'll see. But that's pretty much me. I think I got about 6 builds done last year. So
Wow, that many.
it's not much, really. 6 builds. Hopefully, I'll get around to getting some more done this year. So, but yeah, that's basically all I've got going on at the moment. I need to like clean this workshop out because I can't move. So,
again, I find myself in the most inopportune time preoccupied. Let's see. Okay. I think I'm ready. Sorry about that. I just want to remind everybody that I did do a present to everyone. Why is it blinking? There we go. This is our YouTube page, and if you look down around here, I've got 4 videos posted, yearbooks. Starts with quarterly, January, February, March, and then April, May, June, and so on. And this is our community covers from last year. I would encourage everyone to take a look and kind of remember back as to what, who and what was community builds from last year. So moving on, I'd like to say hello to Heath. How you doing there, Heath?
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What's going on over there in us?
Oh, nothing really. 2019 is exactly the same as 2018.
did I spy a bee wing there?
I was just about to get to that. David, very observant, very observant. I've already started building. I can't believe the size of this thing. I got this for Christmas.
That doesn't look like a Formula One car.
Oh, that's coming up.
Just kick past it.
Yeah.
If I may go on, please. I can't believe the size of this thing. It says it's a 172. Yeah. Yeah, it says here 1/7 scale plastic model kit. Yeah. It's a big one. It's a big one. Well, let me put it this way. There's the Falcon cockpit. That's 1/44th compared to the cockpit of a B-wing.
Okay. Well, they're 2 different scales.
Yeah.
You only have
Oh,
one.
wait, the cockpit does move. You can have it like that, or you can have it like that. And I'll have to see. I have to go back and just. That's how big this thing is. I have to sort of bring it back. She's not finished yet. I've still got to put. I've got to weather her and then put the decals on and everything like that. And yeah, it's a nice little Christmas present to myself. And one of my grail kits, by the way. Where's Phil? I wanted to rub it in his face. So yeah, I've started building my my Falcon, as you can probably see. I actually painted the actual cockpit and stuff. I'm not lighting this one because I don't see the point of it really. Now, let me just. Okay, well, I've almost finished. Last year, I should have finished my IndyCar, but haven't yet, so I've got to finish that this year at some point. But I did spoil myself. Lou was saying about the Formula One cars. Well, there's one. Of course, it's a Ferrari. It's got to be a Ferrari. It's got to be Ferrari. It's got to be a prancing horse. This is the F189. This is the late version of it. This next one I bought is I'm going to be building it as a tribute to Michael Schumacher. This is his F1 2001. And these are both Tamiya, both great kits. That one I think I've had before. I'm not quite sure. But no, I've got a lot more. This year's going to be, I'm going to try in earnest to at least get some of the kits that I've started that I've wanted to do last year get done this year. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get that all done. But no, a good Christmas. I had it at home for a change instead of traveling all around.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. Then Boxing Day, I went down to the beach, spent some time with the family, and came home New Year's Eve. Well, just before New Year's Eve, spent it with a lovely wife, and spent it to talk to some fine people. It was New Year's Day for me, but it was New Year's Eve for everyone else. And Jack was there, so he'd know. And speaking of which, how's your NX01 going, Jack?
We'll get to it.
And Lou?
On the show, and I think Liam has a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
I'll talk about my Christmas when it comes to my turn. Would that be everything?
And Lou, I saw your video today about the 11000D. You're not having a lot of luck with that, are you?
It's come along. It's coming along.
You managed to repair it, or has the saucer come down yet? Have you put the saucer on yet?
Oh, it's done. It's done now. You got to catch up.
Yeah, he's got a new video up. I got to catch it too. So I'm going to cover one of the community covers here, and this is Chris Payne. Let's see. It's the same thing. Here we go, right there. Chris Payne has finalized U.S. Marine Skyhawk is done. It's the first community cover for 2019. And thank you. Oh, geez. This new computer has different functions. I'm still trying to get used to them. Okay, why don't we do it this way?
Has Dirk gone into 3D printing now? Because I saw a couple of...
Yes.
Saw a couple of Clone Wars pistols there.
So thanks, Chris, for doing that build, and that becomes community cover for the Facebook community, as you saw. Yeah, he is doing some 3D printing. It's so funny because I've been talking about it for years, and I still don't have one. I put my budget for it on this new computer. So,
well, let's put it this way: this year, I'm hoping to at least get my TOS Enterprise done. My 1/600 scale Enterprise done. I refuse to build the JJ prize. I am sorry. No. So,
well, as long as you don't feel strongly about it.
I'm going to be building my 1/600. So I'm hoping to build my 1/600 scale TOS. And here's a scoop: lighting it. Then I want to try and get my NX2000 done. I want to get that done this year. And in between all that, try and get these two kits done and then get my McLaren done. I've still got to do my McLaren MP430. I've got a Williams there that's been nearly there for 30 years, for nearly 20 years. I've still got to finish. So I've got a big, and yeah, I still buy kits. I don't get it. I don't understand. I got kits to build, and I still build more kits. I mean, I go to a model shop. I go for one thing, you come out with another bloody thing.
It's a disease, Heath. You've been caught well and truly, and there's no cure.
Randall, my friend, I'll say this: I go in to get a jar of paint. I come out with 2 jars of paint. I go in for a tube of glue. I come out with 2 tubes of glue, plus a kit, plus paint, plus flaming this, plus flaming that, and I'm going, Why?
Real model shops are so rare in the ground these days that I feel bad if I leave one empty-handed.
Well, I recently did some cleaning. I've got to clean up my corner on my right here because I've got kits galore there. I've got to clean that up. But I got another thing my wife found for me actually. She found me a chest of drawers. So I've got my paints and stuff on the top drawer. The last 3 drawers are like kits. They're like the big kits and stuff like that because I can't fit on the display cases. It's just too big. And it's just I'm getting to that point where I'm saying, yep, need another thing. We need something to store these models in because it's all over the place. I mean, my right side, I move one thing, topple over.
I see. Like, does any of your chest of drawers have your drawers in them?
No, that's that's the bedroom, Jack. That's the bedroom, Jack.
But
I've got plenty of drawers in my drawers.
Does a drawer in your chest of drawers have your drawers in them?
The drawers are drawers. And yes,
right.
I know not the best way to start a hangout fighting, but
oh, you just hit a bad nerve on me. That's all. But I'm over it. You're okay.
We weren't fighting. We were just talking loudly.
It's called a disagreement.
Speaking very loudly at one another. Yes.
It's called talking very loudly plus a disagreement on the inside. Well, still love you, Jack.
So I want to move on and let's see.
I keep thinking Jack's looking for inspiration from heaven.
Yeah.
Oh God, who art in heaven?
over my head.
Yes.
Well, how you
doing?
Oh
God, who art in heaven, please help Jack get rid of that landing strip.
Sorry.
I can see it. It's right over your head.
Before you go on, I forgot to mention at the head of the show, I talked to Jamie Wood from round 2 a couple days ago.
Hood.
Oh yes.
Hood with an H.
What's that?
Hood with an H. You keep saying wood.
Wood. Well, it says Wood.
It's Hood.
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 Really?
Jamie Hood, as in the USS Hood.
Oh, you're right. It is. I got my double screen too, which is actually quite nice. I don't have to bounce around screens. Yeah, Hood. Why do I say Wood?
You might want to correct that before you talk to him.
Well, I don't call him. I just say Jamie. I don't say. Long and short of it, I talked to him because he got himself a webcam, and it works. And we discussed the kinds of things he should expect from us. And I just want to say, if you're going to make it in 2 weeks from today, that's when he's going to be on with us. Think of a question. I'll lead with a question, and just like what we do, we just have conversation. Let's just talk to him about the industry, about how kits are deceived and made, conceived and made. And
yes, not C, not D. C, not D. Conceived, not deceived. Conceived.
I don't know. I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race last night. It was hilarious.
Oh, you too?
It was hilarious last night. It was they had like a Judge Judy scene, and they said, "I objectify." Kept saying, "I objectify."
Don't you mean object?
You just had to watch it to get it. Anyway, it wasn't my choice. It was what was on TV. I don't control the TV remote.
No, Matthew does.
You know, that's another thing too. A lot of people are up in arms about the last Orville episode. I just want to spoil it for our over the pond people who are watching them, but it struck a nerve. A little controversy there. I have to admit, it was a little uncomfortable to watch. Speaking of uncomfortable and watching,
here we go.
How you doing, Liam?
How do you do?
I'm fine, Jack. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
Bernie sends his apologies. He can't be here today, but I'll pass on, David, what you're after and see what he can help you with. Honestly, he will sort it for you.
Yeah, you know, I never even thought of Bernie. That's awful. Yeah, hello.
The little board he has, it will
Yeah.
do so many things. And I think that should be an easy one for him to do because he's doing the War of the Worlds war machine.
Yeah.
And that's a similar sort of effect. So the chat there shouldn't be a hassle at all. Yeah, I mean, I've been busy Christmas, busy New Year's, great family time. Everyone was here. Too much drink was consumed. Too much food was consumed, and now it's joyful dry January. Which
I don't know.
Detox January.
Detox January.
Don't use that word, Ran or Lou. That just makes a mess of it. Saying detox. I neither want to de or tox. So there you go. No, I did quite well at Christmas. Santa delivered what I had hoped he would deliver, which I'll switch cameras. Hold on a second. Do that. Okay, save. So
that's beautiful.
Why is it not pointing? Aha, turn upside down. So I'm the proud owner of a 3D printer, which is humming away there in the background.
I'm jealous. Hey, you know what? I watched a lot of reviews online about that to my go-to people for 3D printing. They give it pretty good marks. It has its flaws. Then again, everything else does too.
If you can get it calibrated,
yeah,
fantastic. If it's not calibrated properly, it's a pain in the butt.
Yes.
I've just fitted this morning. I fitted a lot of upgrades, which are all very low cost upgrades, but which have made an enormous difference in the print quality. I mean, I did a few things. I got the test print done, which is the little dog. How close it will go. You don't really see any lines in it, or
well, not when you hold it up close to the camera and it's all blurry.
Hold on, that's sharper.
Yeah. Mark Dunmore says, "How loud is it running around?"
Well,
it's running now, isn't it?
It's running now, and you can hardly hear it.
How much table space does it take up?
Can you see that's a sort of?
Just a regular.
It's about 2 feet square, Lou.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And when you go vertical, you've got the filament. Now, the first thing a lot of people do is they change the filament holder to the side rather than the top because they say
I think you should draw from the top.
But no, it's quiet. It just sits there. My friend who got his well before Christmas and has given me loads of advice. He has his in his living room. He has a very, very understanding wife. My wife would not have it anywhere near any internal rooms of the house. But no, I'm happy that it's working okay. I'm hoping to do one of the reasons I got it was I'm doing another one of these this year, the X-wing, the 1/29 scale one. But what I'm going to do is there's a 3D Thingiverse is the source for all of the models. There's a 3D cockpit on Thingiverse, which is amazing, and because the cockpit in this thing is just hopeless, it's terrible. They also have the pilot as well, so you can print him out. But no, it's now that dog, for example, that's 5 hours to print.
Yeah, it's not about right.
I was also doing this one, but I've had this is where I have my issues. This is Baby Groot, or it would have been Baby Groot if he hadn't been cut off at the waist. What happened was the model had a fault in the arm, so the body was fine, but because the arm was disconnected slightly, the printer started churning out spaghetti.
It's just vines. It's just vines for Groot.
You can see how the internal works. I'll get away. So that's the infill. You can define that. You can make it solid if you want, but you just waste filament.
Yeah, you just don't need material.
You define it at 15% or 20%, whatever's necessary, and then it just churns away.
Yeah, and it takes a lot longer if it was solid too.
The outside detail, I think, is again trying to get it sharp. Hold on, point it away from there.
Well, it would be natural for Groot to have rings.
Yeah. Well, yes. Okay. But if I plan to redo this, because I want to do it, it ends up about 15 centimeters tall, which is what that's 6 inches. And again, that's about 7 hours to print the whole thing.
Yeah.
What printer is it, Liam?
Sorry, Dave.
What printer is it? Is it a CR10?
No, Creality Ender 3. And
Creality.
the reason Santa was able to bring it was that Black Friday before Christmas in the UK, there was a deal on box.co.uk, box.co.uk, and they did it for £134.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
At the minute, it's about 160.
Yeah.
At that price, it sells itself. As Jack was saying, it gets great reviews. It requires some assembly. It doesn't come ready to go. You get a kit, which you then assemble. There's tons of really, really good tutorials about how to do it properly. And if you follow those steps, it took me an hour and a half, 2 hours with the help of my son. But once it's done properly, and there's little tricks and tips about alignment and different things.
I was going to say, wasn't the alignment supposed to be really iffy? That you've got to get it spot on, otherwise it just doesn't print properly.
This is why I was having issues with my son got me a glass plate. The glass plate basically lets it. You can just lift the model off when it's done. Whereas the plate it comes with, you've all sorts of issues with having to bend the plate and pop it off and use a paint scraper and all sorts of things to remove it. Yeah. But once I got the glass plate, it just literally, once it's finished, it just lifts off. A couple of our upgrades were like £10 each, a set of new springs. So you can gradually improve it and add to it and make it a much better printer. The range of stuff on Thingiverse is just crazy. If you calibrate it really, really, really well and use, you get a 0.2 head. It's got a 0.4 head on it. Use a 0.2 head. You can do detail. It'll work for 1350 stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of 1350 upgrades available online. There's even someone's done the NX01 refit. Is you can print sectionally. You can print. It does 220 by 220 by 235. It's a maximum print size, but you can print the thing in sections and then assemble it. Yeah. Lots of different. I just went for the white filament. You get silver, grey, orange, pink, blue, any color you want. There's also wood filament. There's a carbon fiber filament, which is expensive, but it's just the range is just incredible. Very, very happy with that. It's churning away. I'm just printing it since I recalibrated. I'm just doing another one of these to compare. So it'll be about it's 1:40 here now. It'll probably be about 6 o'clock before that's finished. But over the moon. It's what I wanted. It's what I got. I would recommend it to anyone that's interested in the range of figures, the range of weapons, props, upgrade parts for kits. It's just crazy. It's sorry.
Go on.
No. It's the only thing is it doesn't. You can't glue it with cement. Normal polystyrene cement. You have to use super glue or epoxy or something to glue it to parts. But that's no big deal. The other thing I got for Christmas, which was sort of you probably heard him complaining in the background, was
R2. Hi, R2.
Oh, there he is.
It does react to sound. Well, if you chat to him, he'll chat back. Silly things like don't you dare walk about the place. Because he's sitting on the bench.
That BB-8 as well.
It's fully automated. Or it can run across floors, do all sorts of things, Jack.
I like it.
If you watch Star Wars, he will watch Star Wars with you and react at certain scenes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I got his pal BB-8, who is okay. He's just mad. He runs about the floor at the speed. You can't keep up with him. But R2 will do all sorts of other things. I don't want to. What do you see? I'll try this. If I.
What did you say about BB-8?
He's just crazy. The speed he goes across the floor at is just incredible. You can't keep up with him.
Do they talk to each other a lot then?
They will if I'll try and get this to work. Hold on a second. I'll try and get this to work. It's an app on the phone. So if I go to try and get,
I like art. I like art too.
R2 is fantastic, Jack. I agree. So he should react now. The difference is the sound in R2 comes from R2. The sound in BB8 comes from your phone. Not as nice at all. This is the charging unit he's on at the minute. So just put him on any charges. But then there's no thing at all. If you watch as I turn him, see his head move.
Yeah.
And he's trying to keep his head vertical. Same working now. It's just hilarious. But again, they were on offer for Black Friday, so lucky enough to get them. So
He's going to sleep.
do it again, he said.
I don't think I'd get any work if I had them.
But I say, great entertainment. R2 is just so much fun. But you do need a clean floor, because what I have noticed is they quite quickly pick up hair and dust and whatever on their feet, so be careful. But it's just amazing. And again, it was reduced for Black Friday, so I was a happy man. With regards modeling, the 3D printer is probably the only thing modeling wise at the minute I'm doing, but I will get back to the NX01 very soon. So I've gotten some more parts and bits and bobs for it. The question I would like to ask Jamie Hood next week is, why don't they re-release the NX01 with the refit parts?
Well, there's yes.
I would say
we talked briefly about that sort of thing, like add-ons.
Yeah. I know, as I say, someone has it on Thingiverse as a 1350 model. You can print the whole thing out and do it as one piece.
I bought the 350 add-ons as a garage kit. The refit set it.
JT Graphics?
No, I believe it was from Kip before he passed. Kip Hart.
Right. Wolf or something, his nick. That was in
Yeah.
I didn't know he died. Because funny, I was looking at Facebook this morning and someone was asking about, does anyone know where to get the kit? I wasn't aware the man had died. That's sad news, because it was an amazing kit apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Or it is an amazing kit. But interesting. But that's my question for Jamie Hood next 2 weeks time, that I'll be asking him about the add-ons. As I say, I've been doing some stuff on the NX01. I've been light blocking it, sorting out what I'll do with the lighting. But I need to get stuck into that now in the next 2 weeks. I've got the X-Wing to do for someone this year. I definitely promised that, so I have to get stuck into that as well. And again, I've got a board from Bernie to do the lighting on that. He provided me with an X-Wing board. Again, based on the standard board they have, they just reprogram it for whatever purpose you need. But I must actually connect up the lights on it one day and show you what's possible on it. But that's me. Very, very happy Christmas, happy New Year, and hoping 2019 is a lot better than 2018.
Yes, I hope so too. I'd like to thank everybody over at the chat. Bob Bruce had showed up, and Mark Dunmore, Bob made a few comments there, Bob. And John Hunt is also with us. And as soon as you brought up the 3D printer, you started a little buzz over there at the live chat. And
see it nice. Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see. Well, he's just left.
The price drop, Jack. If it had still been the price it was a year ago, I wouldn't even have thought about looking at it. But it's less than half what it cost at the beginning of 2018.
Well, they did come out with a different version. This is very much a Chinese knockoff of all the other printers. It's actually one of the best ones from the videos that I have seen at 3D Printing Nerd and Maker's Muse. They regard it pretty highly. They do a good job in telling you the pluses and minuses, but their overall is that what I was wanting to hear is, for a first timer, is it a good printer to have? And they both agree it is. They come out with the same version as you have, I think. called the Pro version. There's a couple of minor differences of design and the way it's put together, but it's still primarily the same printer. And they were even questioning the extra cost of it to get those.
The point I made before as well was the upgrades don't cost an awful lot. There's a set of 4 springs, which are probably 20 cents each. But why they don't supply good springs instead of the silly springs they do supply, the springs they supply are like the springs you would get in a ballpoint pen, and they bend and they twist. At least instead of steel springs, makes a huge difference to the printer.
Yeah. Well, the thing, I think Maker's Muse, what's his name? Can't think of his name off the top of my head. He said the one thing he would like to see is automatic leveling. And it wouldn't cost that much more. He says he's willing to pay as much as another, I think he said another $50 or $70 US to get automatic leveling. He said that seems to be a pain in the butt to do, but once you got it right, it does work very well.
Which is what I did this morning. Previously, I was having all sorts of issues. The replacement springs made it 10 times easier to do.
Yeah, he said that too. There was a number of things that he said he switched out on it, some couplers and whatnot. It just doesn't seem very good for a first timer if you're switching out parts and you're totally in the dark as to what kind of parts.
I had it working on the day after. I had it working on the 27th of December with the existing parts. I didn't have the replacement parts. It worked, and that's when I did the first one of these. So you don't have to, but the replacement parts do enhance it, do make a big difference. And if anyone is thinking of getting one and they want to ask me any questions offline, just feel free to message me and I'll try and help out if I can.
Sure. John Hunt and Mark Dunmore expressed interest in something like that. He said that it would change their way of doing things. Mark even made the point of saying that it would change his figures as to what kind of figures he would do probably. And just like Lou, he's really bad at scratch building. So he thought he'd do a 3D printer. How you doing there, Lou?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm okay.
That's good.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to scold you again.
What did I do?
Join MeWe.
Oh yeah. I thought didn't we just chat last week? I for some reason I didn't have chat. I didn't have a chat on my mind for this morning. That's why I am running behind.
It's not a problem. There's no one on it except modelers.
Oh dear. So what's going on over there? I haven't seen your video yet.
Oh, what are you waiting for? It's an hour of pure joy.
No, yes. Well, that's why. It's an hour of pure joy. I only had a half an hour this morning to set up.
You know what it is, Lou? It's an hour of thens.
An hour of what?
Thens. Then I did this then, and then I will do this then.
Oh, and it's also an hour. What's that other phrase I keep using? All intents and purposes, I think. I use that a lot.
You have a good speech pattern. I enjoy watching your videos. So.
But I do get awfully repetitive. I do know that. I'm trying to screen share a picture here, and I've got it up. And but every time okay, here we go. Share that.
Ooh. All right, I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to change my shorts.
But that's the. Wait a minute. Hey. Yeah, come on, cooperate.
Did you do Ralph's board on this?
Yes.
Okay.
I did both. I did 2 of Ralph's boards. One is the. I'm trying to get to a specific picture here. One is the lighting and everything else, and one is the weapons board. Come on, there you go.
Do you use Bob's Your Uncle?
I use Bob's Your Uncle a lot.
John Hunt made that observation. He likes it. Keep it.
I use Bob's Your. I also use the next thing, and because I always tendency to go, and the next thing you know, so I follow it up with, and Jed's a millionaire. So the next thing you know, Jed's a millionaire.
Much 1960s television.
That looks really nice. You know, the paint is. You know, I'm going. This is something I have not figured out about your building technique. When you put the first layer blue on, I'm like, holy crap! That paint is on so thick.
Yeah.
And then when you look at it right now, it doesn't look like it at all.
I talk about that and I do a big post-mortem after the model's done, and I more or less confess that I put too much paint on this kit, but it worked out. If I had it to do over again, I would probably skip a couple layers of paint. I was so worried about light blocking that I overpainted it, but I didn't really need to. But better than that than to have this whole glow of, you know, not doing enough paint blocking.
Well, it would be life after death if it's glowing. Okay. Any other shots like from the other angles?
I have to get some pictures from the back. There's maybe
I like that. That's pretty cool.
But those LEDs in the base, that's that that strip I was telling you I found at Walmart.
Oh, that's a nice base. How'd you? I mean, what's that? It's clear, obviously.
Well, the base I made out of wood, and then the insert is a piece of white plexiglass with vinyl over top of it.
Oh, okay. Now you do have that ability to make the vinyl, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of in-house. Oh, there's a blurry one. That's kind of in-house. There's the base.
That's pretty. That is really nice.
That's it on his side. It came out pretty damn square, and that was what delighted me the most. I mean, anybody who's built an enterprise knows that the problem you have sometimes is that you'll do all this wonderful building, and then the saucer ends up being crooked, or the nacelles are wonky and they're tilted at a wrong angle. And if you build it out of the box as it comes, you end up with some pretty straight lines on it. There's a less tilted one to show. I tried to get one square on so you could see the angle on it, but
ooh, there you go. There you go. That's you're you know, again, I go back to what I said earlier. I'm just amazed of your painting technique. It doesn't look like anything when you start, but boy, when you're done, that looks phenomenal.
Trial and error is my friend.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, if I had it to do over again, I would have completely redone how I did the bottom, or the secondary hull. By the time I got to the saucer, I really had the colors pegged, and I had the method pegged. So, like I said, I wouldn't mind trying this one again.
Well, we'll be seeing this at Wonderfest? Possibly.
No, I'll bring it. Again, like I said in the video, I'll bring it. I don't know if I'll enter it because this is a live azalea bud on the 31st of January or the 31st of December.
It's unusually warm this winter.
No, yeah, it's but that's me on campback. But what was I saying? I'm burnt out. I was up late last night. I'm burnt out.
Yeah, you want to get that done.
Well, I got it done, got the video chopped together and posted, and then there was a late chat last night.
Yeah, okay.
But that was my week that was.
All right. Very cool. You know what? I have to say there's a very bright object in the sky. I think it's the end of the world.
It's scaring me.
It's scaring me. I know it is.
I had to crawl back under the covers when I saw it.
I haven't seen that in forever. It's actually cheering me up.
It has been raining all year long.
That's true. It has been. Moving on. The next person to introduce is, of course, Randall. Here's his award-winning build, and the one that earned the most curse words and a few new ones. It is now the community cover of the MeWe community. Very good there, Randall.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I learned a few swear words in that one too. That time my repertoire was running out.
The original ones weren't quite sufficient anymore, so you had to invent some new ones.
Yeah, I was thinking of actually trying some Klingon ones, but I found out all their language sounds like a swear word.
Yeah, it just sounds like German to me.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was. I was pleasantly surprised when I got first place with that, because there were a couple of builds in the competition that I thought were better, but I was happy enough with that.
I think it's the rigging. The rigging.
I thought you said the judging was rigged.
The rigging was amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it took quite a bit of planning, nearly as much as anything else, just working out where all the anchor points were going to be, and then mass producing tiny like 0.2 or 0.3 millimeter diameter loops and stuff like that from fine wire. That part of it almost scared me as much as the actual rigging. Just having to sit down and do that is, mass produce everything. Anyway, that was so last year.
What have you done for me lately?
What have I done for you lately? Let's see. Where my screen share?
Is there? I don't seem to be getting your picture there, Mr.
I'm getting a frozen picture of Randall.
Oh,
I'm glad it's not just me.
Randall. Hello.
How embarrassing.
Yes. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I built one of those little.
Yeah, I love this, Randall.
Kids can't keep away from that green and yellow, though, can you?
What can I say? I live in an island that talks about 40 shades of green. And yeah, this is one of those little before or mini kits. This one's made by Aoshima, and at some stage during the build, I put the legs on the legs that extended to lower the pod and what have you.
Right.
And I couldn't get them off without breaking something, so they had to stay there. So I thought I would have
your Photoshop work is absolutely convincing.
I thought I would have a bit of fun. It's actually Microsoft Paint, and if you look really closely, you can see the speckles that were kind of left behind by the.
It's just debris when it's taken off.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's just excess dirt that's falling off of the bottom.
Yeah, from the thrust, yeah. But let's see. That's the kit I started off with.
Ah, nice. Mini.
Yeah, as you can see, I decided not to go with this shiny dark green that they used. I think actually that's the original plastic polished up, because the intakes here are molded in red, as well as the exhaust.
Well, they're basically showing you what comes in the kit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
They can't really show you, oh, this is the kit, but we've painted it a different color or something.
Yeah, so I decided to go with something a bit closer to the original.
It's just crying out to have little pupils in the front windows or something.
Isn't it?
Like little googly eyes or something in the front windows.
Yeah, something like the Disney movie Cars or something.
Yeah.
That's it with the legs.
Oh, the pot even comes out.
Mm-hmm. And there's something inside.
Oh,
The original
detail for a kid. I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's not bad. For something I think there was only like 2 parts in total.
You're right.
Left hand side and the right hand side.
Like the little propeller on the front of the drill.
Yeah. I think that would have been the first thing that would break off when they started to drill, but
yeah, exactly. How did you start with a hole? Or
it would get you get so far into the ground, then this part would have left the transporter here, and the next thing that would have the drill part would have stopped, and the body would start spinning.
Yeah. How do you get the treads into the hole?
Yeah.
Oh well, whoever said a puppet show had to make sense. If that's the part you're getting stuck on, I'll buy the rest of it, but absolutely not on the drill.
That was one thing you had to love about Jerry Anderson's shows. It didn't really matter the thing that would actually work in real life as long as it looked cool.
Oh yeah.
Actually, you could say the same about a lot of sci-fi shows.
Well, yeah, but you have that. What was it? Thunderbird 1 that basically was a rocket that took off from the basement of the building and magically did not burn anything on the way out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like didn't rearrange the poolside furniture when it launched up.
Yeah, it didn't. Even, the wind blast didn't even move the furniture.
Yeah, they did fix that with the new CGI version that they're doing. It shows the deck chairs and whatever getting blown about, but I think it's it. But
well, thank God they fixed that little bit of unreality.
Oh yeah, that was yeah.
The strings never bothered you, but or the fact that the guy's hands were 3 times larger than they should have been.
Yeah. But no,
that's cute. I like that.
Yeah. It's just when they didn't put a more realistic background behind it or something up, but then it'd have been a lot more fun trying to paint out the legs.
Yeah.
Oh well, that was that. That was my first finish of this year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I did my Jack. Guess how many figures or how many kits I finished this year?
At least a dozen.
You're half wrong. 27 kits I finished last year.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, really? And I said 12 and you're 27.
27 models I completed last year.
Holy crap.
That beats the heck out of my 6.
Yeah, but I didn't win any first places on any of them.
I think I probably finished that many in my lifetime. So
you haven't got to this year's Wonderfest yet. I expect a lot of silverware or goldware coming back from that. For you,
for them it's glassware, but yeah, they're notoriously stingy.
Wow. You know, on the live chat, Ken from Ken's Model Shop said 26. Then Mark from Mark's Hobby Bench said 26 too, then changed his mind to 27.
Mm-hmm.
That's because they saw this video this morning.
Well, Phil knew it because Phil's with us on the chat. He's popping in and out. He's not going regular with us. And he says he knows that because he watches your videos.
Well, I said 26 on the video, then I remembered I'd forgotten one.
Well, yes. And John Hunt says he's probably messed up 27 kits. It sounds more like me. I get it.
Yeah, but for you, it's 27 of the same kit.
Thanks there, Lou. You're awesome.
Yeah. I finished the deckling of the command and service modules here.
Oh, good job. Good job.
Oh yeah.
Just have a the antenna really to add and sort out the base. And this is like this here.
Yeah.
Metal piece I had to bend up quite a bit because the way it was originally, it was bent over quite a bit that way, and with
Everybody show your hand.
Yourself, please.
Who's standing?
I think it was Jamie.
Now, Randall, you say the weight of the ship, the weight of those kits will pull that arm over a little bit. That's why you had to unbend it.
The Soyuz is made of pretty solid pieces of vinyl. So whenever the whole thing is sitting together, just done with it. And the whole thing sitting together like this here, without much weight sitting at that kind of angle,
right?
It's just begging for a disaster. So I have it sitting so it's going to be a rather more vertical. So that the weight's going down through the center more.
Take up less space too.
Yeah. The Soyuz really is the only bit that I have left to finish. There's just a few antennas and a couple of bits of detail painting to be done.
I hadn't seen it since you put the wings on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I went with the painting it sort of like a metallic black and then scoring the individual solar cell pattern on it, which I thought was a lot more.
Do that without going mad.
That was fun. I have the. I thought I had the sort of sticky back iridescent plastic that they supplied with the thing, but that just did not look at all like a solar panel of any description. So I just went with this here.
Wow.
And when I've got that, that'll probably be the second thing I'll finish this year. But I have a few plans for the future. The 50th anniversary of Apollo 11 is coming up this July. And also, it's for me, it'll be the 50th anniversary of seeing Star Trek for the first time. I foresee a TOS Enterprise in my future. Ooh. And I've got a 350 sitting there waiting for my attention, so I might make a start in it sometime.
Not doing anybody any good in the box.
That's very true, and you'll get to learn some Klingon swear words too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know what you were
I sort of got myself this for Christmas.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to see that built for sure. That's a really cool plane.
Yeah, kind of toying with the idea of doing it pretty much as it is on the box here.
But you're going to do it in yellow and green, though, right?
Well, funny enough, yeah. Yeah, it's in the process of dumping its water on a fire, so I might try and go down David's territory here and do it as a large diorama of dropping the water onto a fire.
Gonna have an actual fire?
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
So if that may change if it gives me as much bother as I'm expecting, because somewhere around here I have one of these. So if I have too much trouble with that yellow, I can take it out into the backyard and use this for real. There's a few other things as well. There's a few kits I'd like to get finished that I'd started before, like this Romulan Warbird, bird of prey, whatever, from TOS. The lights are a bit sort of the camera's exaggerating the lights a bit there, but maybe run at a lower voltage or put a bigger resistor in or something like that. So that's all I got.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of froze there too. So, yep. Anyway, we got a couple of new folks coming in, but you know what? I stood in line. I'm going to take my turn in line. So we'll get to Wayne and Brian shortly. I would like to first share a couple of things. What do you call it? Mark says he probably got 15 done this past year. Again, that's all blur, but I have to say, when I was watching the community cover videos, there was a lot of things in my file that really I didn't even know. I didn't remember that they were in as a community cover, but they were. I put dates on the files too, of course, of when they were created. There's a date as well. So yeah, they did end up being community covers and the like. This is what Bob Roos is going to be doing, the princess from Star Wars. And also on the Amazing Scale Modelers YouTube, we have Robin Gaynor doing this video of his Camaro. I like the way he's done this video. It's a little fast, getting me dizzy, but it's actually quite nice that I get to see a build like this in moving pictures. And now that I have a computer that can handle moving pictures, I'm glad to be able to have shared that. For Christmas, I got a lot of bench time in, and Liam's not here to see where I'm actually at, but he'll probably know. This is the NX-01 splayed out like a high school biology frog.
I was going to say Thanksgiving turkey, but
and last night I had put in Ralph's circuit board, and today I will be wiring up all this stuff here to it, and I hope I don't blow out that circuit board because I'm liable to do it. The top part is over there. I have these phone battery connectors.
Oh yeah. Jack, I got my first order back in from eBay this week.
Yeah?
I went ahead and ordered some of those clips that you showed me last week.
Oh, you did? And you're going to be employing them, or have you employed them?
Well, it was too late for the D, but I thought I got a good set of them for the next build. These are going to come in very handy. So thanks again for the recommendation.
Oh, sure. You're more than welcome. And what those quick connects are, I'm going to connect the one end to the top, the other end to the bottom. And then when I put the two halves together, you just plug them together. And Bob, I don't like your employer. They entice me every year around this time. They stock a few models. So I had to buy some.
Jack, quick question.
Yeah.
These, I must have missed something here. These connectors, what are they?
They're for cordless phone batteries.
Right, and you can use them to connect your top source to your bottom source.
Yes.
Right.
Got this. I'm looking forward to this build.
Yeah.
Got this.
Oh, Weenix.
Yep.
We find.
And this is going to be lighted because it's got clear parts to use to light.
Yeah. It's a beauty.
And I'm never going to build these. And it turns out I discovered that the creators of Thunderbirds is the same as these.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there goes $100. So I got those, bought myself those for Christmas. Definitely doing the car and the Defiant. Hopefully this year. I think I got, I know I got one build done that took me forever. It was the Millennium Falcon. Then I got my workbench. That's it.
That's an important thing.
18. So I'm hoping to get this done quickly. I'm really far along, and I'm at this point where with the nacelles, I'm not even worried about being level and everything. Just for me to get it together is going to be an achievement in its own. But of course, I'll make an effort to make them all even. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's so. Anyway, moving on. I want to say hello to Wayne. How you doing, Wayne? Hi, Wayne.
Hello, Wayne.
Speak.
Hello?
There you go.
Set my microphone, that's all.
You got to speak up. You're kind of like in a distance there, mister.
Well, yeah, it's the microphone's not it's fixed, so. But let's just check. Should be okay now.
Yep, you're much better.
Okay. Right. I did spend some money over Christmas, and it finally came this week. I did get the Regent Hobbies Super Conqueror.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Hold on.
Oh wow, that's a nice one.
Ooh.
I got it for £40.
I love the company. Amusing hobby.
Yeah. Well, this one's just a bit of a limited edition one, so but it comes with the resin. It comes with the figure as well, which is depicted there. It's a nice little resin freebie.
Drinking a cup of tea, is he, by any chance?
No, he's smoking a cigarette. But it's.
I thought it would be more typical British, standing there, elbow in the tank, cup of tea in hand.
Well, this one is the, I say, Super Conqueror. It had spaced armor and stuff like that, but it's a nice detailed. That's all the part sheet, but it's all everything's color coded. The photo etch set, the decal set, it's all nice.
The Super Conqueror, was that one of those paper tanks, or?
Oh no, the Conqueror was an actual tank built, but they scrapped the idea. What it was the we had the Chieftain tank, which was the lighter cruiser tank, and that was going to be the heavy hitting tank to take on like the heavy Soviet armor, like the IS-3s, the T-10s, and the T-55s once they came out. But it was just too. It was 60 plus tons, so it was just too heavy, underpowered, and then it drank too much fuel. So they scrapped it for the Chieftain series of tanks. So
Just wondering, I'd heard of Conqueror tanks, but I hadn't heard of the Super Conqueror.
this one was like just a idea copied from the Germans. It was like to have spaced armor to absorb to blunt the force of the shell impacts. Well, I did actually finish a model kit over the winter period.
Yeah, Ken said that. Are you familiar with the Tamiya Abrams M1A2 battle tank?
The Tusker version.
Yeah,
yes.
That was his last build of 18.
Yes, I'm familiar with that. I have got the Ming version.
Oh, there's a new version?
The Ming version's been out for a while, but I went to a model show, and obviously it's a lot. Sometimes the model kits are a lot cheaper at a model show than they are on the internet.
I like to believe that, but okay.
It's true. I got when the King Tiger came out from Ming, it was was like £35, brand new when I got it from the model show. So this was a shop, I think. Actually, my sister actually did buy me a decent Christmas present for. I got one of these hobby tool holder things. I've got one of them for Christmas. So I've just got to build that now. But also, she did get me the Min King Tiger book as well. Reference material. Which is nice. And I did get the Challenger modelling book. For myself. I did actually get quite a few books, really.
Is that one of the Osprey series?
Yes, it's the Osprey series. Modeling the Challenger 1 and 2 MBT and variants. I did get on display in British armor kits. Quite good. It goes into detail all the builds and processes. And I got one of the Hayes owner manuals for the Challenger 1. It's quite useful because actually that's the tank I've finished. And this is what I finished into the Challenger Mark 1, Mark 3.
So now you have that, and if it never breaks down, you have the owner's manual to tell you how to fix it.
Yeah.
Nice.
It tells you where everything goes, what basket is. I probably can fix it now. It goes quite a lot of breakdowns, so that's what I finished over the
Love that build.
winter. I just got it's 90% done, so I still got some of the painting to do, and the weathering to do. I'm waiting for a resin storage set for it.
Whose dog?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll just kick her out a minute.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah. So that's what I've got on waiting for. It's a resin kit from Black Dog. They got British rucksacks, sleeping gear, ration boxes and stuff like that. Series. But it's coming from Poland, so I don't know how long it's going to be. It could be missing in post somewhere, for all I know. But that's my current. What's on the bench at the minute is the King Tiger from the Ardennes Offensive.
Oh wow!
Very nice.
And it comes with the it's got the motorbike passenger and 2 crew members, so should be able to have some fun with that one. That's about it. I'll just say I've got two King Tigers. I'm going to try and finish up that Russian anti-tank vehicle. The M26 Super Pershing in the stash. A lot of stuff to do. I've had to buy the Challenger 2 to go with the Challenger 1. So that's about it. And
all right.
That's about it for me. I'm digging out my old I've been digging out. Oh, I did find that in the stash. The Fulsham kit, the third Fulsham Yaga Division, Ardennes 44. So that's something to go with that King Tiger.
Fulsham Yaga.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Also got that them as well to do.
Oh wow!
And they got some nice quality equipment with them as well.
Sounds like you're going to have a busy 2019.
Yeah. So they've got some nice equipment on there. It's got the Vampire night sights on the Sturmgewehr 44s. It's got something called a Flugelfaust. So that guy there is a 6-shot 20mm anti-aircraft weapon.
So is that one a sniper rifle for vampires then?
No, it's like the Germans were actually experimenting with night vision technology. So that's the red dot sight. These were supposed to follow in with like a half track fitted with a 60cm diameter searchlight, and they were supposed to use. There was some were fitted to tanks. They actually used some on the Panther tank as well. But for the battery pack was only 15 minutes long on it, so.
Sorry, I had to. Okay. That it?
That's it with me. Thank you, Jack.
Oh, okay, very good. I just want to show off Bobby Wilkinson's pickup here.
Oh, very nice.
I love the finish on this. This is such an even coat and shiny and glossy.
Green.
I'll tell you what, that Facebook group is amazing. I particularly like the wood.
Lollipop sticks. Ingenious.
There you go. That's an awesome build, and also only because I guess Mark is watching too. I have to say this is the one I found most memorable. Is this one that he done?
Yeah, it's a good paint job on that.
Yeah, this is to me. Yeah, definitely. This is the most memorable one that I remember of Mark's. The only other one that I remember of Mark's is the Gundam that he lit up, but that was a couple of years ago. But this is certainly, he spent a lot of time on this, a lot of care. Very good, Mark, for setting the bar as high as you have for the rest of us. I don't know whether to thank you or not thank you for that. And also on the live chat, Ken's Model Shop, any plans to start the Randy Cooper Ghost kit this year? No answer yet. He says he is. His last one was the Abrams tank, but he also, I think he said somewhere here that he has the Katinga, the 1350 Katinga that he's thinking of doing this coming year. So anyway, moving on. How you doing there, Brian? Haven't seen you for like ever, I think.
Hours. I mean, what, since Monday, I think?
Yeah.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, you showed up on the New Year's thing. We had a little hangout for New Year's. How was your New Year's?
That was okay. Quiet as usual, which is good. It's always nice to have some quiet around.
Yeah. So how many kits did you get done this past year?
Say it again?
How many kits did you get done this past year?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. I'm averaging, when I'm really, really bored, I'm probably averaging maybe 2 a month, maybe a little bit more.
Wow.
But my stuff isn't, it's just the cars. It's straight from the box, so it's pretty quick builds. I mean, I think the last 3 weeks of December, I had to get at least 2 done. But I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll take a count and see.
You've been on some sort of spending spree. You got an R2. You're getting a lot of sci-fi kits. You got the 2001 Space Clipper.
Yep. Moonbus.
The Moonbus.
The big Galactica, the Colonial One. The R2-D2 with the rockets.
You've got the B9 robot from Lost in Space.
Yeah, that's ordered. The great deal I got on that. He doesn't actually have them in stock yet, but he's supposed to have. I'm supposed to have it by the 14th, I think. It might be sooner.
Did you get the version with the glass dome?
Yes, it was the Mobius 949 that says on the box it has the glass dome in the kit.
You will love that glass dome. It is sweet.
And the funny part is, I paid $15 for the kit. I paid less than what the glass dome by itself is selling for.
Wow, that is a great deal.
Yeah. Now, as long as I get the kit, then it will be a great deal. If I don't get the kit, then it's like, but I'm not much of a skeptic, am I?
No. You're being well, you know what? If you don't have it in your hands, it's not a sure thing.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
Skepticism is healthy.
Yep.
It's only when we become a Debbie Downer.
But I have nothing to show today. I'm working on that that Lindbergh. I think it's a 2007 Dodge Super Bee that I'm turning into a post-apocalypse build, and it's going to be, geez.
It's going to be fun.
The only thing stocking, it's going to be the engine. The interior is going to be out of my scrap box. I've already cut the trunk off. I'm going to make I'm intending to use some balsa to make a rack for the roof to put like spare tires in. Mm-hmm. I've got gas cans out of my NASCAR kits, a jack for the car out of the NASCAR kits. The only thing I couldn't find was some 24 scale fuel drums, which was what I was looking for, but I don't know. I can do without them. But I've never done anything like this. Anybody who'll see my builds, everything's showroom pretty and shiny, and this is definitely going to be opposite. It's going to be absolutely covered with mud and funky. I'm planning on using all my scrap hoods to make like a cow catcher for the front, like it's something you'd see on a Mad Max or something like that. Basic zombie killer thing. It's going to be different for me, so I don't know what it's going to turn out like. I guess it can't be a failure because there is no plan for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very liberating to do that.
Yeah, the kit's been open on my shelf. Matter of fact, the 3 days I've had it open, the cat has inherited the box. He hasn't left the box for very long. But I was afraid of it falling and losing any parts out of it. And unfortunately, and I'm only doing this because I screwed up the paint on it 3 times. The third time I said, screw it. I really wanted to build a nice, showroom Super Bee out of it to go with my Magnum and my Chrysler 300, but it just wasn't to be. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see something that's all looks like it literally was dragged through the mud.
Uh-huh.
Stealing some ideas from pictures I've seen on the internet. But I don't know. You never know what this one's going to be like when it's done.
Right. Well, since you said you have nothing to show, I think I'll help you out here. This is on the MeatWeek community. Another one that is in looks like it's being suspended, but I can see the clip holding it.
Yeah, that's that helping hands thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 67 Charger.
That's some clean work.
It certainly is. What did you use for the cables?
Florist wire. I think it's 26 gauge. It says, and there's 270 feet on a spool. I got one spool at the Salvation Army store for like $1.
Wow!
And
wow.
This is almost to scale. It's almost perfect scale down for spark plug wires. Almost equal to like 8mm plug wires, I think. But I didn't do too much on that engine. That was I just wanted to get it done before the end of the year. And looking at the pictures, I am disappointed because if you can see where, on the interior, if you can see where the red trim is on the side of the door panels, I should have carried that around the back of it. Yeah, exactly. I should have carried that around the back, but I didn't see it until I had just put the body on. I was like, well, the only people who know about that is the people I tell it to. But that was a Chip Foose design. I have I built 3 of his, except the ones that aren't snap. I didn't build the Corvette and I didn't build the Challenger, but I built the 68 Firebird 400. I built this one, and I built his was it a 53 Ford pickup, I think, the Overlord, I think it's called. But this one had a very nice interior to it, but a lot of inaccuracies in the kit. The chassis had 2 copyright marks on it, one from 1999 and one from like 2004 or 2006 or something like that. But the engine wasn't correct in it for the real Foose car. Evidently, they just changed some colors up, added some parts, and marketed it. They didn't make it correct to the true car. But that was fun. I got a lot. I like Mopars. I got a lot of Chargers in my collection.
The fun Mopars are fun to build, actually. Out of all the car kits, but I'm still kind of stuck on the mainstays like the Mustangs. I think the Mustangs and Shelbys. But as far as variety styling is concerned, it's my opinion that Mopars are a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Go back one picture. Do you see the taillights head on? One more. Now you can see the difference underneath the red. See how it changes from bright to dark and bright and dark and bright and dark? Uh-huh. On the real car, that's where the bulbs are. You know, it's a solid chrome piece, and then they have the bulbs at those little sections.
Mm-hmm.
And all I did, I took a shot. I just put little daubs of silver paint under there, and it gave it the perfect effect for it.
Yeah.
So it was just a shot in the dark, but it made it look right. I try to make my stuff accurate as I can to the real thing.
Well, my perspective on that is as accurate as you see it.
I know we had a thing about that, like the rivet counters and that. But,
yeah. But you know, Bruce asked us to, who comes up with these rules, and I just said from my pretty little head.
One of the custom touches, I did leave the handles off because the Foose car has shaved door handles on it, so I didn't put the door handles on, but they were still molded that little. You know, that little U shape they mold in the door for location.
Right.
And I love that paint. That Tester's spray can, I think it's gray metallic. Every time I've used that, it's laid down perfect. The shine is perfect without polish. It's just a perfect color. That's what it's supposed to look like. And that went through 2
but even his own builds don't look like his illustrations.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I understand that. I did try lowering it a little bit to represent the box art somewhat, or photos I found of the real car. The real car is actually whoever commissioned the build couldn't afford the car when they were done, and the real car I think is for sale somewhere now for a couple $100,000, I think, if I'm right. But it's just. When I saw the pictures, they were taken in a garage somewhere where it's just in storage. But I tried lowering it, and the wheel wells were too narrow for the tires, and I was just like, screw it. Just stuff I didn't think of ahead of time. I don't think in advance enough. But that was the last one. Who knows what we'll get this year? This year's going to be a sci-fi year, I think.
It sure looks like it from all the kits that you bought that are sci-fi.
Yeah. Well, I've got a lot of lighting stuff. I've been talking with Buck. I've got a lot of lighting materials. Last night I just ordered from Amazon a spool of fiber optic. I think it's 348 feet or some weird number of 0.03 30-second 1/32 inch fiber optic cable. So that gets me a step closer to whatever I'm going to try to do.
All right. Very good. Oh, maybe you should sit up. This chair is makes you very lazy because you get to sit back. It even goes back even further. Actually, on the 48-hour hangout, I was sleeping in it. Then again, I sleep a lot in this chair. Is that it, everybody?
Yep. You haven't talked to Jamie.
No, nobody wants to talk to me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I haven't talked to Jamie. How you doing, Jamie?
I'm fine, Jack. Thanks for the We're still looking for work, but you know, the new year might bring something in. But in the meantime, I've been working on that commission job of that submarine I was going to do. So I'm at that stage. But it doesn't look like it. Looks more like a turd than a submarine.
That's the Shanghai, right?
Yeah, it's something that my comfort zone. I usually do.
A friend of mine built that. We called it the Stink High.
Yeah, but it comes with its own little light.
It's got the Hasegawa one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But the only thing I don't like about this is you have two choices on this actual submarine. Now, if I don't know if you'd be able to see in there, but can you see inside there or not?
What are we looking for here?
Well, you got three divers, and you got all the paintwork I've done inside. Can you see anything? No.
You can barely see them through the tiny window.
Yeah, you see a bit of it now on the bottom of the picture.
Yeah.
So I've done all that paintwork inside. I've painted all the guys up so they're the right colours. But you can't actually get into it to look.
It's Zen modeling. You know it's in there.
Yeah, but it's like all the work I've done, and I'm thinking, God damn it! And the only time you get to see them is through those bloody 3 holes there.
Modeling for yourself and God.
Yeah, but the other downside to this kit is the instructions. I mean, for guys like us, it's just basically look at the picture and put it together. But for anybody who gets this who's not used to that sort of thing, the whole thing's in Japanese. It's ridiculous.
Those damn Japanese.
Right there, the Japanese produce a model in Japanese.
Yeah, but you thought they have a conversion. It's there to English. I mean, look at it. I mean, for me, it's straightforward. But it's kind of like, you know.
Well, you know what? They do that to piss us off because we have bad instruction books anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of like, God. I mean, look at that. Try and read that.
Well, at least they go left to right, like the rest. Most languages.
Like, yeah. I don't have phone scanners over
or something.
Actually, it used to be top to bottom. I think Japanese was written top to bottom at one time, but they westernized and did left to right.
But it's basically look at the pictures put together. So that's what I've been doing. The guys waited about 6 months for this, so I thought I'd better crack on with it.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing at the moment, Jack. And it's out my comfort zone, so you can't have a go at me. You know, I'm not doing it. Star Trek.
Right. I want to do one last share today, and that's with Brett Harper and his Reebok Airfix P61. Love the coloring on this. Absolutely.
Airfix one?
What's that?
What's the Airfix one?
I love the canopy work on that.
Beautiful.
It's supposed to be warped on that.
Looks like the bat plane.
They could have used one for the bat plane if they had one.
Yeah, take the stars off of it.
And of course, they're there.
A little bit of trivia: it was a P-61 that made the last kill of World War II.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was coming up on the tail of a Japanese Betty bomber, and the pilot of the Betty knew he was there, tried to avoid him, and flew straight into the ocean. And it was claimed as a kill.
Yeah, the canopy work is pretty extraordinary on this. Why the doubt of being an Airfix kit?
Oh, it's just the finish on it and everything. That fit in the stash and the fit is terrible. But it's kind of what put me off building it. Is just about every join in that thing needs attention of some sort, and it's all raised rivet detail. So a lot of that gets sanded off, and you nearly have to sand the whole thing down just to get rid of the rivets. But I see he's kept the rivets around the tail, or has replaced them somehow, maybe.
Yep. You can certainly see them. You look close enough.
Airfix used to have the nickname of the Rivet King back in the day.
I like how he paired it up with the Corsair.
That's actually I don't think that's a Corsair. It doesn't have the bent wings. Looks more like a Hellcat.
You're right. It isn't. It's
Hellcat. Like a Hellcat F6 to me. That's a Corsair.
Yeah. That's a Hellcat.
Looks like almost like a P-47. It's a P something.
It's a Hellcat.
Oh, is it a Hellcat? Oh, you're right. It is.
Hellcat.
F6 I'd say.
You're right. It is. Oh gosh, I just did that in wood. Balsa, my wood build from last year. Yeah, that was another one that I kind of finished. It's a Hellcat. Oh, it's an F6F, not a P something.
Yep.
If it's a Hellcat, and I think it is a Hellcat. Very good. So there you have it. New year, new builds. Looking forward to even doing another wood build from scratch. That would be a lot of fun to do. Have the space to do it in, and everybody's here who participated in today's show, explained it all from their perspective. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank everybody who has shown. Liam showed up. Thank you for stopping by, as well as Bob asking. He had to go because he had to get some rest. He works today. And Brian, thank you for stopping by as well. And of course, Jamie, somebody else who came late.
Wayne came and gone.
Right. And over at the top chat, I'd like to thank you, Ken from Ken's Model Shop, and Mark from Mark's Hobby Bench. He's moving to Indiana, he says, in the live chat. So he's not going to be doing too much building in 2019. Phil, he couldn't join us. So he just participated in the live chat. Thanks, Phil. And also, who else? Oh, Mark, how could I forget? All these M's. Mark, Ken. I always think of Ken as being an M. I don't know. I'm kind of goofy today. John Hunt also showed up to the live chat, and I think that would. Oh, Bob Bruce also showed up. Thank you.
Jack, where was Jim today?
Jim will be here tomorrow. He has to move his sister. His sister is moving out of her house to a condo because they're going to gut her house and redo it. So Jim will be there, and he's helping out with logistics on that. Yeah, he and his sister are very very close. They're close to each other, help each other out a lot. So he'll be here tomorrow for the Sunday hangout, I do believe. And I'd like to thank Heath for stopping in as well. Dave, I haven't seen you forever. It almost seems like. I don't know. I can't get your picture up, but that's okay. And also, like to thank Lou. Thanks, Lou. Join me. It would be a lot easier instead of sending.
I'll probably do that.
Okay, because April's coming really quick. I'm just going to let it die. I'm not really looking anymore. I'm really not. And I'd like to also thank everybody. I've got to make sure I get everybody in. I can't remember who else was after you. Thank you, Randall, for stopping by as well. You can put away the Star Destroyer tree that you've got lit back there.
Yeah, it's the last day of Christmas, so I thought I might as well have it here. And
One of these people that keeps their decorations up all year long.
just the 12 days of Christmas, and I think today is either today or tomorrow. So today.
That's when we got the.
It's coming down.
Drummers, I think.
I could take it down now.
Ceremonial.
There you go. The
I
ceremonial.
thought you were going to drop it on New Year's Eve, you know.
There we go. That's it. That's the decoration for the year.
Yeah.
That's it. Bravo. And I'd like to thank everybody who has shown up in the live show watch, and of course in the repeats who are watching it after the fact. Thank you. And next week, in 2 weeks, it's going to be Jamie Hood. I finally got the name right.
There you go.
I was saying Wood. But anyway, he'll be joining us next couple of weeks from today, the next Across the Pond. And we're going to talk about the industry, about round 2, and about what he does. And that's going to be actually very interesting conversation. Tomorrow, Sunday Hangout. Please stop by. If you've gotten some things done, stop by tomorrow and share. And until 2 weeks from today, happy modeling, everybody.
Happy New Year. Happy modeling.